Thank you so much, Aurélie and Eric. Now from Hungary, Mr. Peter Toth, the president of the Association of the Mangalitsa pigs. You know, it's all the people in gastronomy know about this very particular pig that nearly disappeared 30 years ago. And now if you see Mangalitsa meat in the great tables, in the great Michelin-star restaurants, it's thanks to our friends from Hungary that have saved this wonderful pig that is really different to any other. Thank you so much, Peter.
Thank you very much for your kind words. It was already a very nice presentation of Mangalitsa, and thank you very much for coming and inviting me. I am Peter Toth, the president of the Mangalitsa Breeders Association, and I'm a little bit outsider here because of course, I am not a gastronomist of a cookbook writer. My friend, Mr. Széplaki, he's the editor of the Mangalitsa cookbooks in Hungary and in English in Asia and United States also. So, my task here is talk about a story about our Mangalitsa and about our project, and also give you some message about how to understand our activity. So first of all, the Mangalitsa is the Hungarian pig. Okay, so it's a pig of Hungary, was created in Hungary 200 years ago, but it's not really true because 200 years ago Hungary was joined with Austria, so basically was created in Austria-Hungarian monarchy. But okay, we Hungarians, we tell proudly that it was created in the Hungarian part. This is a heritage pork. We call it heritage pork because in 2004 the Hungarian Parliament and also the European Union declared us an agricultural heritage. So even it's protected by international and Hungarian laws. So why? So because the Mangalitsa is a very unique animal. In the gastronomy world, you notice if you touch or see a Mangalitsa meat that is extremely fatty. So it's a very fatty pig. Indeed, it's the most fattiest pig in the world. It's most fattiest than the Porco Preto or the Berkshire or the Kurabuta. So it can be more than 70% of the weight of the carcass, different lard and fat products. So why was the reason to create the Mangalitsa 200 years ago? Just especially for the lard, because that time was a big change in Central Europe and everywhere. So by the Industrial Revolution, more and more people moved to the cities and started working in factories, so they needed energy. And 200 years ago, the sunflower oil was not invented yet, and the olive oil was a delicacy for a few rich people in the Mediterranean area. So in Central Europe and Eastern Europe, the people depended as the only source of energy as animal fat. So the Mangalitsa was very fatty, a result of different crosses between old Hungarian and Mediterranean pigs in the Balkan Peninsula. That also means that we have a very good connection and genetically connected the Mangalitsa to the Mediterranean pigs, so more fattier than the Celtic pigs. So the first golden era of the Mangalitsa was in the 19th century. It was raised big farms in Hungary and exported worldwide, even in Switzerland and Germany and other countries. It was a very good product. It was the Mangalitsa bacon and the lard that dominated the European market. But 100 years ago, the time changed again. Again, the Mangalitsa interest, because with the introduction of the electricity in the households, and more and more people started working not in hard work, they needed more protein than energy. So the demand in the market moved for the lean pig, for the normal white pigs that the average consumer can see in the shops. So the Mangalitsa lost the advantage in the market and started decreasing the number, and after the Second World War became nearly extinct. Okay, so we had a very special, very fatty animal in Jain banking system. In the communist era, only they kept this as a kind of heritage agriculture monument without any use. But after the collapse of the communist system in 1991, again we had a hope. We had hope in Hungary to integrate our country in the European community and also in the world gastronomy world again. So I studied, by the way, in that time in Spain, I already knew some special pork product, and also I studied desert wine, Tokain wine marketing and branding, and I realized that there is special product in Hungary that can have success internationally. So we started a project to collect and recreate the Mangalitsa breeding in 1994, first based in a market demand because we sold and still selling the hams in Spain, in Segovia to a Spanish company. But what we do with the rest of the pig and how to save a pig that it only was, the number was, the lowest number when I started working with the Mangalitsa, less of 200. To say exactly 198 Mangalitsa was raised in all of the world at that time, 1991. So we contacted with some farmers, enthusiastic people, and we created the Association of Mangalitsa Breeders. Okay, but what to do with 200 animals? How to create an entire sector and produce the meat that when we tasted, only 1 or 2 pigs we slaughtered, that was fantastic, very dark red color meat like the Wagyu, very marbled. So everybody told us, the old people, the old chefs, that Peter, this is very good, will be the next big pig in Hungary. So we created a special strategy. The special strategy looks like crazy, but works. We call it saving them by eating them. So the easiest way to save a pig is kill it and eat it. But it's understandable, because if we have a domesticated animal, so we need a market. We need a demand for the meat to have more and more producers in the association. So that time was to start an international marketing and branding campaign. And it's all of different that you can see in big international food or pig producing companies. Because we are a very small association. We have only 10,000 sows, so we produce only 60,000 veterinarians a year. That is only 2% of the Hungarian pig population. And we have 150 small family of farmers integrated in the association. So we started working different guerrilla marketing programs, and basically we ended up doing the pool marketing. So the pool marketing is more or less this event is as part of our pool marketing strategy. So we cannot push the merchandise, the meat, through the marketing channel. We have no enough money and resources, and we are not so big like the Nestle or Zanetti to do that. We cannot put advertisement to the Formula One or rent television advertisement. So this is pushing the merchandise through the consumer. But we developed the strategy how to reach the end consumer. So the end consumer, this is the people, the person that we choose among its dish in a restaurant. And all of our activities based to that. So basically convincing the chefs, convincing the restaurants to order Mangalitsa, and this is our actual strategy. So we are saving the animal, we saved already the animal, and we created a special niche market for the Mangalitsa that is strictly in the HoReCa and strictly in the top-end restaurants. And basically, if we work in that field, we should recognize that your presence is very important, because we need every tool and every people to teach the people how to eat well. Because if a people try to choose good things to eat, and not only the cheap things, and not only the mass production, they will choose time to time or Mangalitsa also. So this occasion was to communicate you that we need your help. And if you see Mangalitsa meat everywhere, or see Mangalitsa breeders, that even we have Mangalitsa breeders in Portugal and in France also. So just think about how to present the meat to the people, because your job is very important for us. And ending my short speech, of course, I can talk days and days about the Mangalitsa and genetic and technical details. If somebody has a question, just ask me separately. But not wasting your time, you'll find a message. Everybody talk about sustainability and eat less or different way. So I totally agree with my French friend about talking about algae and different things. So 100 years ago, the protein and all of the food that the people eat, it was 80–90% vegan. So potato, pasta, noodle, fruits, and not meat. So the human population eating too much meat. So we not need every day half kilo of meat. So the human beings not need it. So please choose wisely, eat less meat, but choose the best meat available in the market. And the mangalitsa is one of your choices. So that was my short presentation and thinking in the idea. So if you have some question after that or some technical things to discuss, please feel free to ask me. Thank you very much for your attention.